Welcome to CrossRoads, a monthly video providing you with an insight into your local American Red Cross and also bringing you some valuable information for you and your family to stay safe. Hi, my name is Janice Osborne. This month we're going to talk about home heating safety. We have two professionals, one who's going to talk about home heating safety tips, another who's going to talk to us about how to keep our home heating systems professionally clean and running properly.
Lee Laubach Jr., Assistant Fire Chief with the City of Allentown. The big spike in cold winter fires for home heating because of the fact that everybody is using more of their furnaces. They're also using the high cost of oil. They're using supplemental heating systems like kerosene heaters and electric heaters. We've even come to the things when heating is off, people are trying to use their gas stoves. So the more use is going to translate into more fires because people don't have their combustibles away from them. They don't have their oil or gas furnace serviced properly. And also just the main use fireplaces, for instance, are usually only used during the holidays, and people don't service their chimneys, which can provide a fire as well.
Jim Apgar, Apgar Oil, President. We advocate always having your heating system cleaned every year because there's a lot of components that need to be inspected annually. Filters, nozzles. And when we talk about filters, not only oil filters on the oil side of the system, but you have air circulation filters. The chimney always has to be checked, maintained, that you have proper draft, and get your heat exchanger cleaned. Oil tanks must be inspected. Relief valves on the boiler must be checked in case there's excess pressure in your system that the valve is working properly or are corroded. If they don't open, you have a pressure problem in your system and it could be something dangerous. On a gas boiler, sometimes there are fittings that get loose and they have some de minimis leaks. You always want to have that checked. Not only is that a proactive safety concern, it gives you peace of mind and you can actually save 10% on any type of fuel.
The number one cause of home heating fires are definitely combustibles too close to heating appliances. You should have a 3-foot halo around them. Combustibles can be anything from wood to your clothing, to paper.
We always really prefer a clearance of about 3 to 4 feet around the boiler, if not more. Never store any flammables or combustibles near the equipment at all. Know where your emergency switch is. Most of the time it's located in the stairway. Know where your circuit breaker is for that appliance in your panel box. If it's not marked, you should mark it. Make sure that you know how to shut the water off going into your appliance if it's a boiler. If you use water for radiation or baseboard heating, just be privy to how the unit runs. I mean, be a little proactive. Go in the basement. Learn the sounds of the unit running. It's very consistent. If you think that there's something out of tune, call your service provider. He'd be more than happy to give you feedback and give you some peace of mind on the operation.
Electric heaters can be used, but they should have at least a 1-foot clearance between anything combustible. We found that people are trying to put them up as close as they can to their beds and their comforters, which actually the front of the heaters become hot enough that can start the fire. You must plug them into the wall outlet. That you shouldn't plug them into any kind of extension cords because they heat up enough that they can start the extension cord on fire if it's not a quality extension cord. The other thing is kerosene heaters that a lot of people use. These heaters only in the city are allowed in private homes. They can't be used in apartments. Also, the big safety concern with the kerosene is that you should never ever fill them while they're hot. We had some flash fires when people are trying to refill their kerosene when it's still warm, and the kerosene can start on fire as they're pouring it into the fill chamber. Carbon monoxide is plainly said it's an insufficient or incomplete burn of fossil fuels, which fossil fuels are anything from natural gas, oil, wood, any kind of natural products. CO poisoning happens, or CO into the house happens, when either the chimney's blocked, your furnace isn't working properly, and it can put some output of CO into the air. CO is colorless, odorless, tasteless, so you're not going to know it is there. CO is a very dangerous product because of the fact that a lot of times you won't even know you're getting sick, especially when you're sleeping. There are signs when you're awake. You'll start getting flu-like symptoms when you're awake. CO detectors, per se, should be set somewhere. If you're going to only have one in your house, wherever your sleeping rooms are, put them near your sleeping rooms, mainly because of the fact you want them to wake you up when you're sleeping. If they have electric heat in a fireplace, definitely you should have a carbon monoxide detector. But we've had cases where if you live in a row home and you only have electric heat, your neighbors might have oil or gas. So I would recommend getting a carbon monoxide detector in your house as well. It's just a safety factor because of something coming over from your neighbors since you're attached. Evacuate the house. You can open windows, but I would definitely evacuate the house first. Call us, you know, as you're going out. Everybody has a cell phone. Call us when you're outside. We'll get there. We'll go with our meters and we can find it, and then we'll open up the house. We don't want to put you in danger. Smoke detectors, one in each bedroom, one on every floor, and including the basement. Batteries have to be in them, of course, to work. We always say change the batteries when we change the clock. We test them monthly. Just go around to your detectors and just push the test button to make sure they're okay. Smoke detectors by far are the leading reason people get out of buildings.
For more information on home heating safety, visit redcross.org. Join us next month on Crossroads when we're going to be talking about decorating your home safely for the holidays.